attend a seminar, 5 points. Okay, but I'm just, you know, like head of school. I mean, how many points, you know, those kind of things. You compile up and just go and go, this is what you did, this. Okay, and just list a point. The point is just something of a start. Okay, of a start. If you go, I mean, if you go high rank, like for like 5th degree, where the reason I said 5th degree is a change of belt, for instance. I like I mean, that you may have 1,000 points of show training camp, but you need to do something at training camp. Somebody has to know, you know, like who you are. And not how much you talk. Okay? No, but you see what I'm saying? Like, you have to do something, be active. You know, like you can't just show in training camp and run back out. You know, I mean, somebody have to. It's more a national level. Okay, if it's a regional level, it's you know, someone, because you know what, when you get that level, that means somebody low rank have to want to seek your knowledge. But if they don't know who you are, what you know, they're not going to try to emulate you. You see what I mean? That's very important. That's why it's called leadership. Okay? It's not, you know, it's, I mean, I understand dedication, that's great, okay, but I'm just saying, you know, and we very specific. I would say, please focus this or whatever, make sure you do stances. I mean, very, very specific. And I definitely put a date on it, so I would say, we foresee you would test on this date, okay, but we reserve a right to do final approval, if blah, blah, blah. It's going to sound exactly like that. So there's no doubt in your mind that you're thinking, I'm talking about 2015 versus 2013. Because somebody, I don't know, people are, maybe sometimes I speak Vietnamese, but I seem to miscommunicate sometimes. And it's always, they think I'm talking about them testing earlier. It's never, you know. No, I mean, we want you to test, okay? But it's a showcase. Okay, I mean, especially like, I'm using example like Dawn. You test your black belt in your region. You're testing showdown in your region. Okay, ideally, I would have liked one of those to be in the national arena. Okay, but now definitely 2nd degree, it needs to be national. You see what I mean? So those kind of things are important. Okay, because I know you guys tested for your black belt, and I think that's great. That's exposure. Okay. I mean, you know, any other questions? But the very first thing you generate, and do not generate in March. If you can do it in March, but it will be 2014. Okay, you know, so don't, you know, but you have to kind of foresee. But we want to encourage you to learn the katas way ahead of time, because if you're waiting till March, that means you're triggering it. You just learn that kata and you're hoping test in 2 months. Okay, yes, sir.
You're saying no later than February. How soon can we start?
As soon as you can. I like people to submit in as soon as you can, so you can have a ballpark what you want.
February 6th. That's her birthday, February 6th.
No, don't do my birthday because I want a day off. But as soon as you can.
Yeah, you know. Facebook stay. Come on, man. If you need plan time doing kata Facebook, you'll be 4th degree on that.
Yeah, so, you know, so as soon as you can, and you can do multiple times. Let's say, for instance, like the black belt candidate, you know, Christopher submitted to me. I look at it, I gave him comments. A few months later, he sent it to me again, and I gave him comments. And sometimes I even told him, I said, I told you this last time, so you should, you know, those kind of things. So it's one of those things, you know, like Mark, he was thinking way down the road. He came a few weeks ago. We gave him comments to work on his stuff. Now, make sure you pull up stuff, double tambo and stuff. There are some changes in there, but Grandmaster Quinn, you know, any katas in order to standardize, there has to be a change, and that's it. Okay, so there could be thousands of different ways, but they decide this is the way, this is the focus, whatever. So make sure you look it up and learn it correctly. It's not that big, you know. I have to relearn tambo 1 thousands of times.
Yeah. That is really the standardized move, but even if you take the test and you do a couple of wrong moves, not wrong moves in crane, but different moves, the key here, did you execute the moves with great precision? Did you do with good concept of the way the kata or the fundamental of the weapon is supposed to be designed? So instead of do diagonal, do horizontal, so what? We can adjust. But if you do the kata exact, look perfect the way it's supposed to be, but sloppy, then it really doesn't matter, right? So it's not academic here where you really get judged on your penmanship versus the right answer. You know, 8-year-old kid do math, they write all crooked all over. As long as the right answer, they give it correct. Karate, it's just got to be all in line. Okay?
And keep in mind the techniques like Grandmaster, okay, if you're going to do, instead of horizontal strike, you do a diagonal strike, well, it's okay as long as that diagonal strike is correct.
Right. That's what we're saying.
You know, I mean, it's okay, you know, nobody, you know, but if it's not correct, then I can't help you. I mean, you know, so it's one of those things. But if you have any questions, email me, tungo@kungyu.com. I tell you, I answer almost immediately. Okay? So just email me and let me know. Yes, sir?
So you don't miss something.
Did you have a question for me?
He's in that.
Yeah, so just make sure you email me and let me.
So you don't miss
yes,
judo like.
Are we going to see any more katas put up on the website?
Yes, we got to do it before Christmas and put it up.
We're hoping to put up like a few more things.
Guys, real tricky subject. We let different instructors. But why are you laughing? Real tricky. We let a lot of instructors volunteer to do the katas and put up. Okay, all great. I'm going to replace some of them because, you know, for Kungyu people to look at it, that, you know, that there's sentimental value and there's practical, technical value. So we can't let the sentimental value overshadow the actual technical proficiency, okay? So as much as I like to have Mark Brandenburg do crane form, no, I ain't gonna do that. I'm not crazy enough. So I'm gonna have, so some of them I gotta go back and just do it. And as much as sometimes I hey, go back and try and retape this and both do new two. And after a while, you just know that whatever you tell them to do, it's just not gonna look like the way that we want it to look for everybody can see the clarity. Okay, any question?
Yeah, speaking of clarity, for the others, can the quality, the higher quality video being uploaded? Because they are very, very blocky.
Okay.
Very,
You
very
hear that?
poor quality.
The
I mean,
quality
you can see
video.
what's going on.
If you
but
just
it's-
upload it to YouTube, you know, high quality, then you can embed it on the site. But putting it on YouTube, it'll put it up at the highest quality, and then it's easier to go full screen and see it.
Okay, well, okay, you get with Mark over there on. I don't know anything technological stuff. I don't know anything. I don't know pixel. I don't know anything. I just know that when I use my phone, I call. When it ring, I answer. That's it.
But Mark, don't be too vague now. If you go, well, you know, I can see double tambo 1, I can't see double tambo 2, so don't make them go back and do all the effort if you see one
How
card.
much can you see? Well, when I do it,
yeah,
I
no,
do
no,
it
you
about
can
this
see them
slow.
fine. You
Why
can
That's
you
slow.
explain it?
No, no.
Oh.
He said he wanted to see
For the next ones, for all the future ones. to
We do have internet access
Oh,
on the
okay.
computer here, so
Not we do.
anybody who has trouble, we will take our experty person during one of our breaks tomorrow and show you how to make it awesomely fast good.
Okay, go ahead, Mike.
I had a question on our on the demos that we are videotaping. Do you want us to slow down the technique so that it's really clear how we're doing the technique?
Sure, yeah, do
So we're not
it.
just
Only one
blistering
set
through.
of kata. So that way we know where you've gone forward.
Right.
Because sometimes when you come and you know, let's say for instance, you're like this and this and that, that to me is a 2 green stripe level.
Or maybe green belt, but not your level. If
Yeah.
you go like that, then we're going to write back. You might as well don't send a whole slew of 4 katas because we can tell. So send one first. They'll give you comments, and then you can do, you know, next one or whatever.
We want your level of expertise to be your level of expertise you test. Because believe it or not, sometimes we have people come and elbow is actually 2 green stripes, you know, and they do knee here. That's only like a knee kick, you see what I'm saying, and all this stuff. Well, that to me is 2 green stripes. And then
Right.
they get offended that they did all 3, and I'm telling them, if
Right.
one of them not going to make it, then they're more
Right.
likely the other 2.
It's a principle of what you do, okay, more than just a technique. It's kind of like what we did with sparring earlier, which I'm about to show you.
Yeah.
What's Cannon at that? Hell, Cannon, hurry up. He's the him and Jose the one who need this. I'm catering this. I cater judo for them. So, no, I appreciate they They say, "Man, hurry up, Ken, come on. Here. That's all right, come here. You, here, between the break, you can get dressed.
One question before about that kata video.
Didn't want y'all to miss this.
You don't want the kata done slow. You just want the applications done slow.
Right.
You want the kata done at full speed.
That's correct.
That's correct.
That's only 3 minutes. Okay. Now also, you know, I like for instance, if you do let's say you do snake 2, and you did your previous task, you did snake 1. We like to see a growth of snake 2.
Right.
You see, I don't want to see the same thing over and over again because crane, like for instance, crane is actually kind of basic. Right? So we want to see the depth of your crane, and also if you can't do the depth of the technique and make it your own, then you're not going to be able to do application with that depth. So that's more important than, that's why no longer we doing demo anymore. That's why it's all little segment. You go boom, boom, boom. Segment application.